All right, Shalom. This is your brother Shamak out of the Great Millstone Atlanta camp. Before I get started, I want to give all the glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, or HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in the open seas tabernacle of David. Shalom to our sincere brothers, push teachings truth across the four corners of the earth. And Shalom to our sincere believers. Okay, here we're lesson concerning, Ezekiel 38 prophecy between, including Iran and Israel, their rumor of war, that prophecy, is where it will soon come to pass, man, and we see it coming to pass now because Matthew chapter 24, verses 6 and 7 speaks about there shall be rumors of wars. All right. And this is this article is from Newsweek.com from the date of March 8th, 2021, and the hastening the coming of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, with the bat being the theme of this year. Okay, you see in the title, this is Iran will raise Tel Aviv if Israel attacks. Defense minister warns amid nuclear standoff. And we understand through Bible prophecy that America and other parts of the earth are going to be, destroyed and judged by thermonuclear missiles. All right, by the Lord using these other nations to start these wars and to use these instruments of death, man. Okay, to put forth judgment on the earth. All right, and to bring forth more in the article, it says Iran and the Salakia in advance, excuse me and forgive me in advance for the pronunciation of these names, these foreign names. All right, it says Iran's defense minister has responded to the suggestion of military action from Israel by threatening to raise the cities of Tel Aviv and Haifa as regional tensions remain high amid U.S. President Joe Biden's effort to revive the Iran nuclear deal. So these countries are just, fearful of these nuclear programs, these nuclear instruments that are set up, man, that were created, of course, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says Israel remains staunchly opposed to the joint comprehensive plan of action, which it says is inadequate and will only embolden Tehran in its weapons programs, and has threatened military action against Iran's nuclear program. So you have the, over there in Israel today, you have those, those Edomites against Iran, all right, against their nuclear program because they're a threat, all right. That warfare is a threat, man. It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin said last month that his country would stop Iran's nuclear program with or without the JCPOA, while Defense Minister Benny Gantz and Israel Defense Forces Chief Aviv Kohavi have said their troops are drawing up attack plans. All right, so things are getting real around the world, man. But our people, being the Black, Spanish, Native Americans, are not aware of what is going on in the world today. They don't think that a World War III would happen. They don't think these such things will happen or take place. But this article, these articles and these scriptures that I'm bringing forth now will show you that this will happen, man. Okay, guaranteed to happen, just a matter of when. Okay. All right, let's see. Because it's tension, man. It says, let's see what else it says. It says Iran has traditionally threatened attacks against Tel Aviv, Israel commercial and technological capital. All right, so it's the city within Israel, Tel Aviv. All right, and Iran is coming against that city, man. All right, let's see what else the article goes into. All right, it says Israel has previously launched attacks against nuclear facilities in Syria, Iraq, in coordination with the U.S. Iran says the country is also accused of an assassination program against Iranian scientists. See, that scientist, what he says by the name, the killing of the top nuclear researcher Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. So like I can't pronounce that word, but his assassination took place in November. All right, this past November in the late year 2020. All right, so these tensions are high, man. Okay, these tensions are very high. Let's see what is. All right, this is the last part I wanted to just mention. It says Gantz said last week that Israel, quotations, would never allow Iran to become nuclear capable or anywhere close to it, during an interview with Fox News Radio. So these are reliable sources that are coming out. It says, if the world stops them before, it is very much good, but if not, we must stand independently. He added, and we must defend ourselves by ourselves. All right, so let's get this within Bible prophecy. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the world, it's like in the word of the Lord came to me saying, all right, Ezekiel was seeing these visions, man. It says, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. All right, and before we continue on, let's get those land masses. All right, you see that referring to what? Russia, man. Okay, Russia. Then later on in a few scriptures down, you have Gomer, they're referring to Turkey. All right, so these countries are going to come, against America. Okay, and America has ties with Israel. You can Google search that. America gives a certain amount of billions of dollars to Israel every single year, man. Okay, you can. That's a quick Google search that you can look up to show that they have ties. This is an alliance. So these Iranian talks or threats against Israel. That's like their threats against America, man. Okay, so let's get Ezekiel 38, verse 2. Lord willing, this picture was edifying. Okay, to show those locations. All right, but it's Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. All right, it says, verse 3, and say, thus said the Lord, power, behold, I am against thee. Because the Lord is still against these other nations. He's still against these Russians. He's still against the Iranians. All right, he's still against the fake Jews in our land today, being Israel, also referred to the Israelis. All right, we're the true Israelites, man. We're not Israeli. Okay, it says, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. We're putting them back in that warrior spirit, that warlike spirit, man. Putting that fight back in their jaws. It says, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, referring to that war, man. It's clearly referring to war. It says, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. It says, verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. So they're going to have alliances with these countries. In verse 5, I want to pinpoint and emphasize Persia. Okay? Let's get that Persia in the Edom online going down. This is to prove and to show that this is referring to Iran. All right, this is direct prophecy correlation with that article that I brought forth from March 8th. All right, from that Newsweek.com. All right, this is all referring to Bible prophecy, man. It says Persia. Look at here. It says the now said theocratic Islamic Republic in the Middle East and Western Asia. Iran was the core of the ancient empire that was known as Persia until 1935, rich in oil. Okay, one more time. Said theocratic Islamic Republic in the Middle East and Western Asia. Iran was the core of the ancient empire that was known as Persia until 1935, rich in oil. All right, and further proof, if you want to just get a quick Google search, it says, you click down here. It says, what country is Persia in the Bible? Britannica, from the source. It says Persia, historic region. Look, it says, Iran, that's the question, but the answer is Iran. It says Persia, historic region of southwestern Asia associated with the area that is now modern Iran. The term Persia was used for centuries and originated from a region or southern Iran formerly known as Persis, alternatively as Pars or Persa, modern Fars. All right, so that's just, just to back that point up, that the scriptures are just plainly true, man, and it's backed up with historical evidence, man. Okay, verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, we already brought up that map. We can go back to it, of course, with the map referring to, Turkey, because these countries are going to be involved within the World War III, man. All these land masses are going to be involved, man. Okay? So verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Those many nations are going to be in alliance, man. Okay? With coming against America, with coming against Israel. Okay? Verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Verse 8, it says, after many days thou shalt be visited, In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Okay, it says after many days shall be visited, because America hasn't been touched, man, in a long time. Okay, America hasn't been touched in a long time, man. Verse 9, it says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Verse 10, thus said the Lord power, it shall also come to pass. It's going to come to pass, man. This is Bible prophecy. We're just saying it before it happens. We're prophesying, okay, as men of the Lord and prophets shall be doing. It says that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. That evil thought is war, okay? These Russians are thinking about war. Iran is thinking about war. All these countries, man, you got to think about. You got to remember North Korea as well. And China, all these countries have nuclear capabilities, man, instruments, okay? But the Lord is going to protect the Israelites through all this nuclear warfare, man. We're going to get delivered up when these missiles are shot. All right, these missiles are going to hit their target, because the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on these missiles to hit their target, man. No escaping. Only through the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai will you be delivered. Okay? The evil thought is referring to war. Okay? Verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Hey, referring to America, man. All right, those unwalled villages. Something that's unwalled is unprotected. Okay? These people don't expect anything to happen to this place, because the army of the United States of America is so greatly advertised. America has been a great bully in these past decades and years. Okay, but through Bible prophecy, America's going to be taken down, man. Okay, he says, "I will go to them that are at rest." How is the Lord going to go to this place that is at rest? Through thermonuclear missiles, through destruction and through judgment, man. All right. These people have no clue what is about to happen. Unwalled villages, man. I've been watching The Walking Dead lately. They always have people on watch, man. Whatever camp spot or building they're at. It's like to stop the zombies from coming in. All right, so it's like America's like this place of unwalled villages. It's just nobody's on their watch. Then nobody's on alert. Okay, people just think it's all sweet peaches and cream. All right, but they're going to be greatly confounded, man. Greatly confounded. All right. So let's also get Ezekiel chapter 38, verses 17. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants the prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I will bring thee against them." See, these prophecies are here. We prophesying against America, against these other nations as well, that this event will happen. Verse 18. "And it shall come to pass at the same time when Magog shall come against the land of Israel, said the Lord power, that my fury shall come up in my face." And those Russians and their allies are going to come against the land of Israel, man. Those fake Jews in our land today. Said the Lord power. Say these scriptures, man. All right. Verse 19. "For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day," see, in that time, man, okay, in that time span, "there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel." It's going to be a great shaking in the land of Israel. Why? Because of the fake Jews are there, man. The Lord's people are not there. Okay, so judgment is going to take place, man. Verse 20. "So that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of heaven and the beasts of the field and all the creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence." See, the Lord's return, man. That's why we're hastening in the coming of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because He's going to judge our enemies. He's going to judge the other nations and deliver us, deliver the Israelites. Okay, and every wall shall fall to the ground, man. Verse 23. It says, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 23. It reads, "Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord." See, everybody's going to witness Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, His glorious return, man. Everybody, and they're going to realize that, hey, this is the power of the Israelites, man. All right, this is the God of the Israelites. Okay. Let's also get Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 5. It's the precept that chapter of Ezekiel chapter 38. All right, it reads, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, against all Idumea, Esau, Edom, all right, which have appointed my land into their possession, see, with the joy of all their heart, with the despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey, all right, because those Edomites are in the land of Israel right now, man, all right, it took our land for a possession with the joy of all their heart, man, and despiteful minds because they're wicked, they're evil, okay, they're not righteous. The world is not in a righteous state right now. It's greatly wicked and greatly confused, okay. Nobody's following the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's the only way to be righteous, man. Okay. And I guess I'll end it off with Joel, chapter 3, verse 16. It reads, "The Lord also shall roar out of Zion." Okay, Zion, in the Hebrew, Zion being that monument. Okay, it's that monument to remember the Most High by, man. Okay, through His people, and in His land. All right, it says, "And utter His voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of His people and the strength of the children of Israel." All right, so through all this, through all these talks and these prophecies of destruction, and remember that the hope is for the children of Israel, that deliverance, man. Okay, and prophecies must come to pass for us to be delivered. So Lord willing, those lessons of Ezekiel chapter 38, including Iran and Israel and their war rumor, was edifying and exhorting to you sincere believers and the elect. I want to end all by giving all the glory, infinite praise unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well and oversee His tabernacle with David. All right, Shalom. Abba.